the exact date.
So pretty recent.
Yes.
Any idea why so long, considering that this matter has been going on for roughly a year?
Objection, asked and answered.
Grounds.
For the last 3 to 5 minutes.
Grounds.
Overruled. You may answer.
We just wanted to make sure that we had all the proper equipment, the proper training, all the proper documentation, certifications for myself and the device before we went out and did the actual analysis.
So your department thought it would be best to hold off on the analysis until you got everything in order?
Yes, until we had the certifications to make sure they were valid.
Would it be fair to say that that's a pretty lengthy amount of time to wait to do an analysis in a case that's a pretty big case?
No, I would not say that.
Have you ever had that sort of delay before in any other live investigations?
I can't recall specifically if there's been something that delayed our analysis of another piece of evidence, another investigation, but there is a delay to sometimes purchasing equipment for a new piece of technology or a new type of training. When we start talking about digital forensics, we're talking about tens of thousands of dollars for equipment, and often anywhere between $3,000 to $6,000 for a week long of training for something particular.
So there's a delay because of the financial part of the investigations, or I'm not sure I'm getting with.
Sometimes there can be.
Any idea how that might apply to this live investigation?
I'm not sure I understand the question.
How the financial part of the equipment, and as you said, sometimes things can get expensive. Would that apply to this live investigation of why the delay was so long?
Objection.
Grounds.
Relevance.
Grounds.
Overruled. You may answer.
Yes, I believe in January, again, is when we first started looking at this. We had to obtain the funding, schedule the training, wait for the company to host the training and all of those things before we were ready to proceed with it.
Do you recall who you were referred to do the analysis?
As far as
basically who tapped you to do it? I'm quite sure you're not the only person that does what you does out of your department. Would that be fair to say?
No, that would not be fair. I am currently right now the only one certified in forensic video analysis.
So who tapped you to be the video analysis for this particular case?
I was the only one at our agency that would be able to perform that at this time.
Who contacted your agency?
Detective Casey.
And who does Detective Casey work for, from your knowledge?
City Waukesha Police Department.
To the best of your knowledge, was Detective Casey made aware that it would be a long delay before the analysis can get completed?
Yes, we had discussions about it.
Was Detective Casey informed that it would be such a lengthy delay?
Objection, asked and answered.
Grounds.
Overruled. You may answer.
Not initially. Again, this was supposed to be done a lot earlier in the year. However, due to the limited number of classes they have scheduled, where they're scheduled, and the fact that COVID unfortunately canceled a couple of the classes, that did increase the delay, which I did have conversations with Detective Casey about, advising him that it would be a little bit longer.
Were there any, I guess I would say, suggestions that maybe you could use a different technology that wouldn't have caused such a long delay?
Not for video analysis, no.
So what video analysis were you doing before this new technology that you just started using?
This technology was specific to speed analysis.
So there was no technology specific to speed analysis before this new technology?
Not that I'm trained in, no.
So would that have been someone else tapped to do the analysis if it wasn't for this new method?
I was concerned with video analysis, and I'm the only one at our agency that can conduct video analysis at this time. As far as other methods outside of digital forensics or forensic video analysis, I wouldn't have any expertise or knowledge to speak on those.
I'm a little confused because do you do video and speed analysis or one of the other? Because you just stated, and I think it would be fair to ask, did you just not state that this was pertaining to speed analysis?
Yes, I do video analysis for all types of cases, whatever is requested. I am trained to measure speed from strictly video analysis. I am not trained to estimate speed through other means of investigation.
So how were you able to come up with an analysis of the speed in this investigation?
Based on the technique that I described earlier in my testimony of using the 3D scanning software, overlaying the video of the suspect vehicle traveling westbound on Main Street, plotting the points, and then measuring the distance over the time.
Was there any other method? Well, let me back up. Was there any other technology that you could have utilized that same method without a delay?
Objection asked and answered.
Ground.
Sustained.
You stated that you've done speed analysis numerous times. Would that be fair to say?
In what regards? In what example?
To any cases before this one?
In training examples, not in an investigation done by our agency.
So it'd be fair to say you yourself haven't done very many speed analysis.
I couldn't give you a firm number of how many we did in training over that time, but no,
Not we, you. I'm asking specific to you yourself.
outside of this current investigation, I have not currently performed any for any other agency yet, no.
So would it be fair to say that maybe you could have been off on a few of your analysis, being that it was your first time doing it in a live investigation, as you coined it?
No, I would not
Grounds.
say that.
Grounds.
Argumentative.
Hold on. What's the objection?
Calls for speculation and argumentative.
Grounds. Better grounds than that.
Mr. Brooks, what was your question again?
My question was that would it be fair to say that since he's stated that this was his first time doing a speed analysis in a live investigation, and he haven't done it before, would it be fair to say that maybe he could have been off a little bit on his calculations, being that it was his first time?
Overruled, he may answer.
I would say no to that. With this, again, we're following the premise of digital forensics. It's a scientific process. We learn a technique. We follow the process. We follow the standards. It's designed to be verifiable and repeatable by anybody else that would have that training and that software performant. The files can be turned over to another person with equal training, and they should be able to walk step by step and still come to the same conclusion. So I would say I'm confident in the speed that was obtained.
So if someone else can come to the same conclusions that you came to, is it fair to say that someone else a little more experienced could have been tapped to do the speed analysis instead of yourself?
We didn't have anybody more experienced in this area or our agency for this particular method.
Is it possible that a different agency could have been tapped to do the speed analysis?
Objection. This is outside of the witness's
Grounds.
personal knowledge.
Grounds.
Sustained as to the form of the question.
Besides yourself, do you know of anybody that can do this analysis and come to the same conclusions as yourself?
I know of the company that provided the training. Other than that, I do not know anybody personally in this area or other investigators to use this specific technique.
Would it be fair to say that you weren't the only one being trained through video and the like?
Sorry, I don't understand the question.
You stated that you had to be trained in this form of doing the analysis. You stated the classes were, I think, from somewhere from May to August, you stated. Would that be fair to say?
Yes,
What I'm asking is, were you the only person that was taking those classes?
there were people from other countries, other states, wide ranges of specialties, paralegals, accident reconstructionists, forensic investigators, things of that nature.
Anybody in Wisconsin that you know of?
Not that I know of, no.
From any other departments that you know of?
Not that I'm aware of.
So it would be fair to say that you're not sure.
I don't know who has exactly what piece of software in each location, but I have not heard of anybody else in this area having the ability to do the speed analysis through video.
So it would be fair to say you're not sure.
As to, could you clarify one more time, please?
I was pretty direct.
Mr. Brooks
As far,
He doesn't understand your question, that's why he's asking.
did you know of anyone else that was taking the same training to operate the same equipment and technology that you were?
Personally, no, if that's what you're asking.
So it would be fair to say that you're not sure.
I can say with confidence that nobody in the classes that I was enrolled in were from the state of Wisconsin. There were people from other countries, other states. That's really all I would know about that. I don't.
And how did you come to that conclusion?
Typically during our classes, we go through an introduction, where we work, where we're from, where we work, who we work for.
So it's kind of like, because you did state that they were kind of like video, so I'm assuming that would be online. Would that be fair to say?
It was live online training, yes.
So it would pretty much be like